this is the treasury. And see, you can see this is biology, as Roger would say.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is biology.
Looks like the internals of a body that's been, yeah.
Hacked.
It
So
reminds me of an MRI. If you do an MRI.
oh, man, that's very good. So I just put a little rectangular here. That's not part of it because I wanted to be able to show all of the, let's see, I'll move this a little bit. There we go. You can see they are showing these comets. And this is a rather large one in a cluster here. And this area is what they show as I'll move along, where this this cluster of comets and asteroids hit in the ocean around Australia and impacted, and this is what they said is an exact image of what's on Google Earth in the ocean there. So it can be verified as well. Yeah. So I thought that was...
This would have happened many, if not hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Maybe in a different cycle too, because whatever lived here, I kind of, I mean, we know that they have found remains of skeletons that are, 35 feet tall, which would be towering, right? But that's still, I mean, way bigger than what we could see, those little ants that are humans.
Yeah.
This is I don't know if you would say it's a Titan size, but it would be probably one of the largest giants. And were they related to us? Well, I wondered about whoever made this pre-Diluvian structure. I have a theory that some of the pre-Diluvian characters in all of the holy books, the Old Testament and the Vedas, were larger. Just
a lot larger. I mean,
they were just large.
Yeah, this is the way that I see this. It would be, I guess you could say that. I mean, if you really go back to the very beginning of it, we're talking about 65 feet was almost nothing compared to the actual size of Titans. But you could,
yeah.
By the time they were 65 feet, they started whittling down. All right, so they started devolving by that point.
Right.
We can work it from that point to this, because this size would be, what would you say, like they would be what, 18 feet?
Oh no, because the people on the ground, well, wait, see, I gotta see if I can close this now.
Or maybe don't close it, maybe just bring up the other one. I don't want to lose that one.
When I showed the first one, let's see, where did they go? Those people look like ants. Right here, it's like, oh, sorry.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This is that's the actual impact right there. That's on Google Earth on the ocean floor. That's the impact of that. That's amazing. Who were these people? Were they from here? Or, I mean, whatever they were, they left this behind. Here's a person right there. This would be
maybe like what, 40 feet?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Towering.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, so there's a little sign for a person right here that they, for maybe restrooms or whatever. But look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's definitely huge.
They have windows, but there's no windows, if you know what I mean. They're like stone behind the windows.
Yeah, that for me was strange too. Let's see, this is okay. This is another good one. You can see, oh, look at that. All of the they could be like moons that were traveling or planets, but this huge system that it came in all together like we have now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Okay, so that's
unbelievable.
this one. is very interesting for people to get their minds wrapped around this, because that impact happened, in around Australia. I think it was over here. And they're showing here, it's kind of like a pyramid, how this is recorded also inside of the monasteries, that was the ground zero, right? So let's go back
What does
here.
that mean?
Well, that's where um, the that system hit right off of Australia.
Right.
And
So
that image in the ceiling is the same image on Google Earth when you go in and Google it, of
right.
the impact.
So the arrows got it pointing to what?
They're showing a modern satellite view,
Right.
apparently the curve of the Earth, and it's this here, is this here, and this is the doorway of the of a monastery in Petra. So they're showing how the Earth and the treasury and in the monastery have recorded,
Right.
physically
Mm-hmm.
and graphically, by some intelligence here that left it in stone.
Literally
Petrified, literally petrified. That for me is like, wow. Okay. Oh, here, this is really, okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the floor of the monastery in Petra, right here. And they're pointing, look at this, they're pointing to what they have put on the wall of the Pleiades, right here.
Right.
And they're showing, this is the ceiling as seen from the entrance right here.
Right.
And they're pointing to the same, this is the complete and correct complete Earth right here. Follow the crack in the wall. Follow the crack in the wall, okay? And it's pointing to the physical Earth where that is recorded.
So where the impact hit, you mean?
Yeah.
So the crack in the Earth, you're saying, is where...
See this right here? That's they're recording it from the floor.
Right. So
And the Pleiades, of course, they're pointing to that because it's also recorded there.
and it's hard to see the Pleiades because that's kind of a crappy picture and you can't really go in there and compare it, unfortunately. But the crack in the wall is basically the crack on the ocean floor where the comet or the meteor hit.
Well, plus you can see that big splat too. Remember in the first few, it shows you that they're showing
right
where all of that impacted, and it's the same. Whatever they drew on these walls is what the Google Earth. I would just say go, for anybody to go back and.
Yeah, I want to make it as simple as possible for people because it's not always easy to comprehend all of this.
I totally agree.
Especially with the arrows and lack of.
It was hard, so I said it's too scientific or too many arrows. Forget it.
Yeah, like
it's like I like pictures.
The white arrow is pointing to that area that is outside of the Columbia, right?
Right, because this ceiling here in Petra,
right,
is, okay, ceiling map spills down onto the walls, and they call this the Arc of Costa Rica and the Arc City of Panama, right here.
Okay.
And this is right here is
oh, I see what this is.
This is the map of a 3D map of Colombia.
So a map of the world and catastrophes.
And so this is called Mexico. Okay, so they're starting off with Mexico. This is the ceiling, and then it's going down the walls and showing all of what's happening in this arch is showing Costa Rica, and and Panama, respectively. And over here, the arrow is showing you what that translates to on the ocean floor.
Mm-hmm. Is that another impact point?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these arrows are coming from here, here, and here, which is Venezuela. So yeah, Colombia and Venezuela is what this is pointing to.
Right.
Over here. So all of that part of the world as well is recorded.
Mm.
Boy, these people were incredible. Whatever consciousness was working on this stuff was absolutely amazing. Wow. So I've taken, I won't pull this up now, but I just wanted to mention I've taken a lot of captures off of Google Earth on the ocean floor surrounding all of the continents and islands and everything. And there are the things that are truly not normal. There are pyramids all over it. They glow. Examples of they're showing Thoth hieroglyphic depicts the earth. This is the eye of Thoth, and
that's the Eye of Ra.
I agree, but they're calling it Thoth.
Mm-hmm.
It depicts Earth's ancient seabed right here, and it's showing Thoth, or you want to call it Ra. I agree with you. These are maps showing images within the seabed. I saw, as I'm talking, I saw one years ago, and I've looked for it, and it was a picture of a huge battle, and there was two beings, and one being to the right looked like a Jesus figure, and the other one was totally demonic, and they were in a battle. And it was recorded in the earth, and that just sort of, you know, to me, something was going down because of all of the things that are found all over the earth as carcasses and titans and giants and all of these different entity races that there's nothing like that right now. I found, and I've sent them to you, the dragons, right, and dragon's teeth, and you thought they were probably the Lemurian. I think you're right. Let's see. Petra Pacific seabed. I just wanted to make sure that I covered that. So this is all of the Pacific, where the left wall of the treasury maps the Pacific seabed.
Oh, yeah.
So they've recorded everything. And I was wondering, what do you think? See how small these people are? So you're right, they're probably 30 or 40 feet tall.
Yeah.
Oh, and this is good right here. The pillars. Antarctica is recorded here. And it's showing you it's the same
it's the
as
three
him.
pillars.
Huh? What's that?
It's the three pillars, and between the three pillars.
Madagascar, Africa.
Okay.
It's showing them still joined because they're not today. It's showing you right here is right here, Antarctic continent.
Right. Right.
And you know the story about this, right? That this is the grid they've placed over. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing. Right in front of us.
Right. I mean, this is something that's visually, because it's a resonant technology.
Yeah.
You literally physically can see the grid. I did when I was a kid all the time. I thought,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
literally a grid. Yeah.
I've seen it. I've caught it on Skycam, and I've seen where it looks like it's literally like a grid.
Oh, like literally over every single part of the sky, like.
Right, exactly. And then there's another one, and I I have it. It happens up in Moonglow in Missouri.
Yeah.
I'll pull this up. It looks like, you know, the material that people, when you would buy speakers years ago for your stereo,
Yeah.
and you had like a design in the fabric of the speaker material. That's what it also looks like. It kind of has that texture and the same design, and it's like a steely, lifeless gray.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Lifeless gray. That's
So,
right.
yep, bring up oh, you could kind of make out this face, but let me point it out. This person has horns.
Wow.
There's his eye. This is over Texas. This is Cam over Texas, where this was, in the sky. This one right here.
Oh, look at that structure.
See this? This is well, this is right here off of Lanai here, in the islands. But this right here, you see this right here? That's a blackout.
Yeah.
They don't want anyone to see a lot of what's around these islands, obviously, because you could easily access it, dive down, send down technology to. Okay. This down here, that's all blocked right here.
Yeah. It's like smudged.
Exactly. It's like redacting texts or something like that, except it's with the
Yeah.
and all of these beds, sea beds. Oh wow, that's kind of creepy right in there. That has a big face.
Yeah.
There's so much because here in we have such a huge military presence. They have made parts of these islands off limits because of that, right? But they also know what's down here. Whatever's going on, they know what's down here and probably work with it. But yeah, why all these grid lines? Where did they come from? They're not from ships where they say, oh, they were taking and using sonar. Well, it would have to be a big ass ship the size of a country, small country to make.
No, those are artificial structures.
And these lines are really, but when we get down in here, I'll find a few. These are the pyramids right here, or these domes that are all literally all lit from within. They're nodes. Okay, let's take a look at that. Yeah, like that. Stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
And they're everywhere. Every coastline on the globe has these. There's different depths because of the shelving of the ocean floor. And so there are things that are tucked in. They look like huge little countries, cities. I mean, they're massive. That are, who are they? I want to know who they are. Here are the node. Here we go. Yep.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Right here. This is really, what the hell? And I have some, I don't know if I'm going to find them, but they are the light that comes from within these is visible. It's a spectrum of light. It's pink and green and like phosphorescent. And so there's something that they're using to, they're like probably some sort of biological dome that they can inhabit, obviously.
An emanating crystal.
Something.
I know when I was young, I saw emanating crystals from pyramids under the ocean. I was shown it. And I was also shown a statue of a giant statue. It was a Titan statue on the ocean
Oh, oh my
of a,
God.
holding a crystal, but she was absolutely, like, she is a Titan.
How wonderful.
Mhm.
Oh, that had to be, I just can't even imagine as a child. This, um, your experiences, Lada, are, they're otherworldly. This is, you can see there is geometry
Oh, completely.
and there is texture. So there's elevation,
Mhm.
and this goes all over. I mean, all over. Everywhere on the ocean floor, you'll find these patches, these grids. Look at that. You tell me that's not natural. It's laid out.
Nothing natural about that.
It's laid out. I mean, please. But they have obscured. I probably would take a guess that what they've blacked out and tried to obscure are probably the entryways, just like Antarctica, where things are coming in and out, constant movement, right? And maybe all of that on the floor, there are some areas of it that are connected to maybe the inner earth. Or, I mean, it's a possibility. Because if they're down there and there's stuff in as well, there would have to be an agreement, right? Wouldn't there?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think though that there a lot of these areas are forbidden for them to access. Did I just read Titan genitals? Oh, we gotta
I
watch.
think you're
We gotta look at that
good.
one.
What?
We have to look at that one. That's so funny. Oh yes, it was.
Well,
Okay, yep.
yeah. I mean, they're everywhere. Titan bush.
Photoshop?
Huh?
Was that photoshopped or no?
Oh no,
Okay,
no, that's
right.
somewhere.
That's interesting. Okay.
Well, they found. I know they have found so many. I was just blown away. I mean, look at that. You couldn't
Wow.
do that if you tried. I sent all these to you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, they are profound. Um, who the heck do we think we are? There are people spelunking in these things because they're cave size. I have a couple here.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
they're actually spelunking inside an actual body.
I'm waiting for a Brer Rabbit to
Like
jump out.
literally, they're in a body,
Yeah,
petrified body. It would be like that's what we would look like if we got petrified, and then like we had.
it must have happened so fast. Don't you think? Whatever. Oh, here's a
Oh,
good one.
it happened immediately. It was immediate.
Whatever that tech
It was
was. Look, this is a good one here. It
instant.
has a waterfall and sprouted. This looks like it's
Wow.
in Australia or India,
Yeah.
something like that. That's a good one. Standing watch, standing guard, standing to attention.
And you were going to show something else prior too. Like I think I kind of
Oh,
just.
I was going to get you the stuff I took here of the dragon and the dragon teeth.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is a good one too. Um, we oh Titan butt and poo.
Oh my goodness. That would have been a very awkward moment to go.
Well, it was probably it it got flashed, right? And
Oh
then
no, yeah,
everything and everything just expelled from it, right?
it was just instant.
Oh, yep. That is probably at the moment that everything was flash
Oh
frozen.
wow.
I mean, you can't get any more graphic than that.
That you definitely can't. So,
These people were some genesis of human, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And they were living like we do.
Oh, I
Poop
like
and having sex and, you know,
all of it.
oh,
The Venus Mounds. I like this one.
yeah. Wow.
Isn't that incredible? The baby
Oh,
in the
wow.
womb. This is off of this is on Catalina Island, off of the coast of California, where they have all of that. These amazing, but you can see it looks like it's sucking its little thumb.
Yeah.
There used to be a video, and I looked for that for you when I sent the stuff to you, and they took it down
Oh, really?
of that particular shot. Yeah, they wanted that gone. It took me a couple days to track that down because I had saved some stuff, but when they delete a video, it's gone, and then you don't have it, right? Even in your own database. That's why I take screenshots of things that I want to keep, because they have taken so much. I mean,
Wow. I think it was maybe too obvious,
yeah.
you know?
Check this ugly guy out right here.
Oh, whoa.
There's
It's like a
that
serpent
is
man.
it's very
Looks like a
sneaky.
serpent man.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that would give you some nightmares. This one I thought was interesting, in that
Hmm.
that it smiled at the end.
Or
I
it
mean,
was just smiling.
it's smiling, yeah. But there are so many kinds of entities. That's one thing that I found. Some that look like trolls, some that have pointed ears. This is a natural lava formation on the Big Island, and they call her Honey. This is all a lava flow. That for me is just chilling,
Right.
isn't it?
It is. Totally. Very.
Don't mess with her.
No.
I have a picture of her here that a close friend gave me years ago, and I never thought a whole lot about it, but it's definitely that's interesting. All these grotesques. There's the Fontainebleau Garden in France,
Mhm.
and all of these creatures that were flash frozen are, um, I mean, snakes and tortoises and just all kinds of creatures. Oh,
Ooh.
this is a good one because it's
Is that an aerial view?
yeah. That does not give you a chill.
It's like a creature within a creature.
And there are quite a few of those. There's the Porpoise Island. It looks just like a porpoise. Elephant Island, and
Possession.
it is so incredible. Yeah, some of these, um, when I've watched people's various videos, over the bunch, a couple of five, they will make me get like sad, because some of them look so much like us, right?
Mhm.
And some of them have resignation because they must see it coming, or no, and others have
I don't think they saw it coming. I don't. I mean,
really.
no,
Oh,
I think that they were in a war, so they were dealing with different kinds of weapons, and that was kind of the
yeah.
weapon that you don't want to pull out. That's like the Omega, And
Really?
there is a weapon called the Omega, by the way.
Oh, really? Is it here, or does it belong to them?
Well, there's a weapon that belongs to the Allied forces that, you know, they've been fighting over.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Reagan's Star Wars. Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
look at this guy. It looks like he.
Looks like he has a flat face. He looks like a kind of like square Uberman.
Yeah, he reminds me of Hellboy. There's something that looks like him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, Hellboy does kind of look like that.
This is a crazy one.
Wow.
I mean, just look at that. You know, what the heck?
My goodness gracious.
Okay, here's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
is.
totally. It's a snake hybrid.
This is really. This is like right out of sci-fi. It is somewhere in the desert somewhere. Look at that. And obviously, this is the underside of something. So if you didn't turn the corner, you might not see all that, right?
Right.
And to have that face captured like that, frozen, is like, this is one that I always find to be creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Golgotha.
Interesting.
I can see that there is still like an eye,
Yeah.
an eye that was flash frozen, but
Mm-hmm.
that's a really chilling, very chilling, that one. Also in lava. Oh yeah, this is obviously a female part in lava. I don't know where, but somewhere where they have a lava field. Interesting, huh? That's a very good one.
Really?
Um, yeah, that's a very interesting one here. Called it the mummy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does look like a mummy.
Uh-huh, somewhat. This is a good one. Let me just bring this up for you. It's sideways because this is Machu Picchu down here, but this mud fossil face of a titan, it has that kind of fairy look, big fairy.
It,
Yeah, it just has that little. I mean, there's just something that like a caricature of something, right? Oh, here we go. These are one of my favorites. When I first saw these, I couldn't stop looking at them. Just marching along. These are what they would call titans. They're probably what they would call 3 L's high, so 2 miles or whatever, right? And just check out this guy's mug.
yeah, yeah.
It is just crazy.
I know. I love it.
Isn't it crazy? I do too.
Hmm.
They're like whimsical, but they may have been badasses, right?
Yeah, they look like they're very serious about whatever they're doing.
Over here.
Ooh.
This is a mud fossil giant that's got lots of blood
Wow.
on it. So, isn't that crazy? And this is the head. So obviously, um, this looks like it has like plates of armor, like an armadillo, whatever this was, to me. But
Right. It does actually.
doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very bizarre. Very bizarre. But nothing surprises me anymore. This is a good one. This is in the Basque region, and that's a face and a schnoz. And this guy is part of that mountain lying down. So I can't know if I'll find it, but there's a huge one in Oregon, at a Haystack Rock area, somewhere like that. And this Titan is, the head's here, and then just a sprint away is the upper body. It's just kind of like, and that's where this guy that's working with Roger Spur found a humongous. Um, I have, if you go to Spur's website, he'll give you a link to this guy. I can't think of his first name anymore. He has his own channel now because this area that he's working on has, look at that. Oh, wow. This is like frightening.
Oh, geez, wow.
he found this creature, and it has found the parts where um, things flow through a membrane and into a cell. I mean, and they found this creature. It's so big you can see it. On us, you'd need a huge magnitude to see that kind of cellular composition, right?
Yeah.
This guy, I wouldn't want to run into him at all.
No.
He's
Looks like
very.
he's already dead.
This one here is bizarre.
That is. Well, I think he liked a lot of food.
Why is he ugly? Oh my god, he reminds me of like a Jabba the Hutt.
I know.
This is a mud fossil that's on the side of a mountain here in
Wow.
the wet in somewhere in I can't tell where that's at, but it's you know, clearly
Hmm.
an entity face, clearly.
Oh yeah, clearly. Yeah.
They're everywhere, and you know, Roger Spurr said that, you know, he has people that as soon as they saw his how to, they went right out and started finding no toes, these big feet that have springs in them, and the toes are inside the foot, and all kinds of body parts,
Yeah.
hearts and lungs and hands, and
Parts of a heart. Yeah.
it's like,
I have pieces of giants here.
huh?
I have pieces of giants here.
You do?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got pieces of dragons as well.
You'll have to
Part of
show
their
me sometime.
scales. Yeah.
Will you let me take a peek sometime?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, this is the Catalina Island. This is where the baby I showed you. This
Oh.
is all. This is all that's left now. They'll show you this, and then they'll say a pregnant, confirmed. That's why they took it off. Giant Catalina Island mud fossil, pregnancy confirmed, and this is the belly, and it used to show the mother lying there, and
No,
the baby, and
really?
they got rid of everything except that one I showed you that I
They
found
got
on the.
rid of the rest of it?
They don't want people to see this at all. They
They
don't want
just
it.
removed it?
Yeah, they took and the internet has scrubbed. I mean, you can't. I mean, I found that baby I showed you earlier on this foreign website, and it was like not much going on in this. I'm going, what the hey? I went, oh my god. There used to be several YouTube's movies. Somebody had put a video of this, and they panned the whole thing. It's gigantic, and she's lying on her side with this baby, right? All gone now. That's all gone. What I showed you is all because they don't want anyone seeing that. They don't
Wow.
want it. They don't want it. They don't want anyone to see that because they know that it's too telling. It's in stone. It's very odd looking.
Beautiful.
And something, yeah, how it just cooled down after it was. But anyway, I have too much stuff. It was my privilege to share what I consider to be something that I would have never imagined myself to be real, except I knew for a long time that there was too many things in my life, not as spectacular as yours, but I mean, I knew that that the, as they would say, the jig is up, because you catch a glimmer, or you're, you know, and you can't dismiss whatever that was, right? It's an impossibility. You can't put it back into the box. Once
No,
it's
and
out.
then you begin to see the more and more and more and more, and your eyes just.
Well, what your beautiful eyes have seen. Oh my God, uh, I I
I think I have to go into that a little bit more. Going into the things that I've been shown, even what is so fascinating with the statue of the woman I saw with the crystal.
Oh, and she was like huge, right?
She was massive. She was from Atlantica. And I was shown that they were going to discover that, and it would be
Really?
something that would be, yeah.
Oh, what, in our time? Oh my
They
God.
thought, It's off the coast of Spain in the Atlantic.
Oh, how amazing. I'm looking forward to that sort of thing.
So like West Africa and Spain, like she's huge.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, if there's stuff on the surface, obviously there are
And the
things.
crystal is still working. And the same as I was showing
Oh,
in the other pyramids and the other statues in various parts of the ocean, that they're still alive. And the crystals are still doing what they're meant to be doing and what they were doing before. So in essence, they are still creating a protection and a resonant frequency of protection around the earth.
I am so grateful. Oh, thank you for sharing that. It's because I don't think of that right off my mind. I always think of the crystals being in you know, in a completely frozen state, right?
Well, the thing about these crystals is if you get too close to them, and when I say they're giants, you have to think like these are giant crystals. The frequency back when they were upright and in their, previous Mu and
Uh,
Atlantica, and also in the other continents that were in existence, because it wasn't just Atlantica and Lemuria or Mumu, it was other ones as well. But when the crystals were in operation upright, there was a frequency fence, if you will, around
uh-huh.
them that protected the people because they're so powerful. What was being emitted was so powerful. So you can't just walk in
Right.
when it's emitting that level.
Wow. So were they, do you think that they were emitting information for the populace, or were they emitting things um, to heal them or keep them in constant perfect? I mean, what was their?
Well, I mean, I think there was multi-layered purposes to how their technology was working, because I think that it was also rigged inside the consciousness of the people, so that,
Right.
like the unified field theory, string theory, everybody's united, just like all the trees that are united, right? They
Sure.
communicate, so it creates, living consciousness, but it also has a frequency of protection that is around the world.
Oh my God.
And I
So
think,
it was not just localized. It was.
yeah,
I got you.
and I think this is the reason why there were crystals literally all around the world that were being used in the same way, and why you see pyramids everywhere in the world. So, and you
Makes
see
sense.
similar statues, you see similar technology, you see similar, and they're usually on converging
Exactly.
ley lines and converging, um,
Yeah. Converging ley lines.
where it's most powerful.
Those portals and gates that are supposed to. Wow.
Yeah.
When
So a
you
lot of,
said there, I'm sorry.
oh, I was just going to say, a lot of these are still operational.
I am so glad to hear that. That for me is a huge revelation. To think that they're not just inert.
Nope.
You know, but
Nope.
you mentioned to me a while back that there are huge crystals under the islands here. Are they active?
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah. They're not as active as what they were in their pristine form, uh,
Okay.
but they're still active. They're still awake, and they're
So they
still
could
vibrating.
they couldn't get rid of them totally.
Mm-mm. No, but it's a bed of crystals,
Wow.
and it's from Lemuria. So it's a lot of that, and it's a lot of that technology from there. So, you guys over there have different portals and I think this is the reason why they have such, they have a lot of observatories in Hawaii. They have a lot
Oh,
of, technologies that are really condensed there.
I
Because you
think
think of
you're.
radius, the islands are small, but they have a lot of that kind of technology. And I think it's an
True.
amplification technology too. So whatever they put there is being amplified.
Oh, that's very well put.
So,
I sense that. Um, yeah, I definitely sense that. It's funny too, as you were telling me about her and her holding the crystal. I thought about a William Shatner Star Trek. Do you remember
She
the
holds
old
it
Star?
right in front of her heart, like this.
Oh,
The statue's like this.
oh, how magnificent. Lada, you have, oh, thank you for sharing. All the stuff that you share, I feel so, like uh, I've been opened to receive something that I would have never known about, ever, ever.
Well, I thank you for sharing with us, because what you share and your eyes and the fact that you can even see what you see and you're bringing it in for people so that they can also become a witness is amazing. And that is a gift for us all.
Oh,
You're a gift.
oh, thank you. I do, in parting, I do hope, but I don't like using that word. I want people to really to wake up and take care of themselves. And if all we have to take care of is the inner, because everybody isn't going to have a multi-million-dollar bunker or someplace like that in a cave in a mountain. That we've shown the light within, right, and then without.
And we have one precious Terra. We must guard her and protect her. And we must guard all her little creatures in the sea and on the land, including us.
For sure. Well, I thank you, Laura. I love you. And and let's hope that it's not a prophecy, just sharing what's visually there, but
right.
I'm hoping that with consciousness we can create our own verse, our own realm, and that we can elevate ourselves so that none of this is going to,
or that through the transition of the splitting of the cells, that we can go through that as best as we can with as much heightened consciousness as possible in love, and always inside the heart of love itself, as the cells split, right? Because the splitting of the cells is what this is a part of the convergence of the event horizon. It's a part of us creating a consciousness, and this is what's happening now with the splitting of the cells. The consciousness is actually creating a new metaverse, and that is when the cells split completely, we transition into that metaverse, which is no longer the inverted version.
Hallelujah.
And we can leave this behind for those that still need it, and
Yes.
self-consumed in their own creation of destruction, because they did not want to elevate themselves with love. So, at least we can hold on to transitioning in the highest spirit.
As smooth as possible.
As possible. Yeah.
A smooth ride. I surely hope so.
Well, if not smooth, I mean one in love. Yeah. However that looks like. In
love it. Love
area
that's all we could ask. Really.
Right. Because this is the reckoning for everyone. So it's the refining of creation. And everything that we create in thought, in unconsciousness, consciousness, subconsciousness, is something that has to be reckoned with and made, brought into the light.
That for me was also such a wake-up call when I first dealt with the dark self. It's definitely a must, but not everybody wants to go and take a peek. But it's very
it's unavoidable,
unsettling. Oh yeah, because everybody has to some extent,
and there's no way around it. Part of the reckoning of this and the refining is you're going to be confronted by it, and a lot of these energies right now are going to force that too. So even if you don't want to, it's too bad.
Well, I know that.
We all best get through it the best way we can. It's a love story, and that's what we have to remember. But we have to live that love story, and we have to be the proof of that love story and everything, and we have to treat all sentient life, including rocks, because rocks
Yes,
are sentient with that
absolutely. Oh, I
consciousness.
will say, you know, years ago when my son was a little boy and I had moved to a different house, we packed up all of his piggy banks and his rocks that we collected together. And
Yeah.
there was like a whole area of boxed up rocks, right? So the movers came in, and I heard these two guys, because he was like in the second grade, he wanted all of his fossils around, and these guys were going, in those rocks? She's crazy. And these guys were just retching and hauling off these rocks because I didn't tell them what was in there.
Well,
But
everything in creation, every single thing in creation has a consciousness and is in its own form sentient. So, but we must treat everything with the sanctity that it deserves, because all life and all creation is love. It's a love story.
that's what Percy said. He's a creation.
There you go. What is that? Hold that up.
It's Percy.
Oh, so cute. See, that's it.
He's
And you know,
my,
our cars too. Our cars have feelings, just so everyone knows that.
I would say that's true, because if it doesn't like you,
Yeah.
it's going to break down.
Yeah.
It's going to give you a headache,
Mm-hmm.
right?
If you love your car, like I love mine, and it's adorable. So.
Oh, I can just see you. I can
And
see
I have
you.
an old one. I have
Oh,
like
we do too.
the
Yeah, we do.
kind that you need to roll the window down if you,
Yeah.
and it has a real key to open.
Yes, we do too.
Yeah, I love those.
I call it the stagecoach.
I call mine Fury.
Oh, I like that. I do. I absolutely. But you know, one of the things about that relationship is that I think that goes with everything that is non-physical
Yeah.
that we would access, right? Everything
Well, I
probably.
think when you create something, you create it out of your heart. When you make a painting, you create that out of your heart, and there's love going into it. It's an inanimate object, but it's not. It has sentient life in it because it comes from you. Everything we create comes from us.
Totally.
So there's nothing that we don't create that isn't sentient.
Yes, I would say if you imbue something with pure love, right?
Yeah.
Like my bear, um, other people can also be aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched it with other people, and it's so tangible.
Well, it's a relationship you have with it. But when you watch a child and they carry a stuffy around because they feel protected and their stuffy is their best friend, they're having a relationship on a different level you don't comprehend, that is like helping them, and that is a real thing. So,
For sure.
but
For sure.
we just can't keep living like Terra is disposable, and like our lives are disposable, and like people are disposable, and like everything is disposable, and for our own exploitation and manipulation and use, and for, profit and whatnot. We can't live
Oh,
like
but
that.
I mean, I just watched that attitude.
Yeah.
I feel like are we too late? I mean, I remember
Yeah.
uh, when it was probably in the early '80s. There was a commercial in the States. I don't know if you, but it showed an American Native Indian walking along the shoreline
I
and
remember that one.
crying, and I would cry because he was like almost knee deep in garbage, right? And I felt so like back then, oh, this is too late.
Yeah.
Because
Well, look at the oceans and how garbage is being collected, and how a lot of the sea life the mammals are dying because they're, you know,
Oh,
literally,
that
it would
literally
be
can work
like people dumping garbage inside your home
for
and
sure.
expecting you to live in it.
Those huge garbage heaps. There's one not far from these islands go up, you know, and then there's the Marshalls. But there's one somewhere close in the Pacific region. This huge, massive um, heap of plastic and all of the stuff that's wound around the animals. That
It's awful. I think, and we'll close with this one thought, is it's a really good idea. I know where I live, we have these places where you can just bring your glass and you go in and you basically fill up anything you want.
right,
Fill up olive oil, vinegar, you fill up, you know, whatever you would buy at a grocery store. Even kombucha drink, you just
right.
your
We
glass,
have it here.
fill that
Yeah,
up. You don't buy plastic. You just bring in
right.
your glass every week.
Fill her up. Yeah, we
You
have it here.
fill, and you go
Yeah.
home and you have your glass, and that's it. Like, you know,
Well,
is it too late? I think yes, it's too late, but it's never too late for us to
make that effort, man.
make
Just
that effort and
make
change,
that effort.
demand change.
Ooh, yes, demand change. I say, I'll drink to that.
Because this is not a big enough jug. Yeah.
Thank you, Lauda. And I hope I gave you what you know.
You did. And we
The,
thank you. We all thank you. We all
oh,
thank you.
I want people to wake up and smell that coffee.
All those coffee beans.
Love you, Lauda.